I'd at least get rid of all these alarms in this village after we finish resting. Or start
Well,
resting.
I mean, if that's what we're gonna... Hildy would like to find Absent Thoughts for a quick chat before we start, but if there's anything else going on, then...
Not much. I mean, we can just kind of go from before. Yeah, last session was a bit of a blur. See, after the aftermath, I guess, of having the town visited upon, or the little place visited upon by the researchers, you guys are kind of left in the wake, kind of seeing firsthand a little bit of just some of, I guess, the fabulousness of the guilds. Most notably, I guess, though, Dr. Livingstone in that one.
Livingstone or Palestone?
Oh, sorry, Palestone. It's Dr. Palestone. I don't know. I named it that, and then I realized it named Salmon similar to the stupid, what was it, the one book or whatever.
No, totally fine.
Dr. Livingstone, I presume, or whatever from.
Yeah.
But some things that you, I mean, did kind of notice. I mean, you guys messed with his memories, though he still blames Josh. Absent Thoughts, you got a sample of Josh's hair, I guess, somehow.
Yes.
Or you were asking about that and whatever.
Yeah.
Did I
Somehow
get
got a
evidence
sample of
hair or
his
no?
Yeah.
Bark,
Yeah.
yes.
Bark.
Bark.
Absent
And you
Thoughts is
guys-
just keeping vials of people.
And you did notice they were kind of using a very, as you guys kind of try to point out, like Pokeballs. They were not exactly Pokeballs.
Iron flasks.
Nope. If you guys were to, or I guess if Hildy would be the only one knowledgeable in this regard, they're the same kind of stones as she has in her tool. The kind of faulted ones, the one-time use ones.
Okay.
They were marked with, what was it? Vortex Warp, I believe. Let me double check what I wrote down.
Okay.
So they were on standby, basically, and brought... Oh, yeah, Vortex Warp. So,
Interesting. So they were just
basically
hanging
a
out
pseudo.
nearby.
Well, kind of.
Yeah.
So, yes, they were not Pokeballs. Maybe we'll develop that in Jurag, but... Anyway, so in the aftermath, yeah, the flames put out, unfortunately, 4-2 did not survive, but yeah, you guys, for the most part, thwarted off the investigation and disabled most of the alarms. I don't know if you actually disabled any of the alarms, you just left them in place. If I remember, I don't remember you guys actually, like, disabling any of them.
Yeah, we didn't disable them at all.
Okay. So they are still active.
Plan to disable them.
Well,
but I don't
that's
think we-
that's why Hildy wants to talk to Absent Thoughts.
Yeah, so they are still active then. We'll kind of pick up. Do you guys want to pick up after the long, like, are you guys resting through the night, or
finishing
what
the rest, I
constitutes?
guess.
Yeah, finishing the rest, I guess, because you guys got kind of interrupted. You finishing the rest, or did you guys want to have conversations kind of in the middle of that, I guess?
Are we finishing watches, or...
I would prefer to finish the rest so I can get slots back, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we could just finish the rest then.
Sounds good.
Okay. Yeah, nothing else eventful happens that night since you circumvented the investigation or the checkup of why the alarms were tripped. But the alarms are, again, still active, so bear that in mind should you trip them again. But as dawn breaks, however, scenery in the area doesn't really change a whole lot. You can tell it's starting to light up, but through the dense fog and kind of the murkiness of this area, it still feels pretty sullen and gray and murky.
Absent thoughts, are you going to be relatively easy to find?
Yeah, because you probably would have seen him duck off into this room, and he's doing something in there over on the west side.
Wink, wink.
No, not like that. Not this time.
Not this time.
Gotta keep it ambiguous, you know?
Uh-huh. Anyway, like Hildy will be up relatively early, so she's gonna like get up and walk over to like where she saw Absent Thoughts disappear over here. And I guess she's just gonna knock on the door.
You hear him set something down and then kind of looks out the window and opens the door.
Can I have a word?
Sure.
Can I come in?
Of course you can. You will see like a half broken pendant that's being worked on the table. One that he normally wears is like it's broken, but in the process of being repaired.
Have a little accident?
Oh, their great and glorious captain. But we're fixing it.
You're fixing it?
Well, me and my sister, after all.
Trek, remind me, has Andros told Hildy about Madeline?
I don't know if he's mentioned it. He probably hasn't gone into much detail unless she was asking about it more. If
I
she'd
t-
asked about it, you probably would have mentioned that stuff, but not he wouldn't have gone into detail. So
I don't know that she would have asked about it. Okay.
Then yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I'm just gonna assume that she knows nothing. Your sister.
Yes, she communicates with me through this pendant.
Through the. You're gonna have to explain that to me, but that can wait.
Yeah, it'd be difficult to explain at this moment. Anyways, you came here for a good reason.
I did. Look, let's just get this out of the way. I don't like you. I don't expect you to like me either, but I think our interests may be aligned.
Okay.
Andros has told me a little bit about your situation back in Galaran with your mother. I feel like I have to ask this. Do you really care about the little people? The ones who get stepped on and forgotten?
Don't know why you have to bring my mother into this conversation and talk about that.
I'm
I
not
think
trying to
it's-
talk about your mother. I'm talking about you.
Well, why'd you bring up my mother? Anyways, I still think it's important to care about them. They are people, after all, just like you and I. What makes it any different between them and us? At least in terms of, right to freedom and all that.
How sincere is Absent Thoughts being right now?
Pretty sincere. It's actually one of his core beliefs.
Okay.
I'm not sure if Andros mentioned about what Absalom does in his free time in the city. Or anything involving father and the whole escapades they do in the slums.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Andros mentioned that part or not. Even more forward.
Okay.
He wasn't really around for most of it, so
Oh, fair. Yeah, so Elder
Yep.
Pod went, no.
he left before most of that got started. And sure, things looked better when he came back, but
Oh, this is even pre, party meetup. Kind of a thing to get away from mother.
All right. Well, I'm relieved to hear that we might agree on that point then. So,
Be disturbed if you didn't agree.
well, then I think that we should probably work together. What happened to these people is an atrocity. You'd have to be heartless or soulless to think otherwise. What's done can't be undone, but they at least deserve to get out from under the thumb of the people who destroy their lives. You really care about the little people? Help me dispel these runes.
I agree with you on the principle. I only worry that last time I tried to dispel magic, it went very, very awry. However, that was under a different source of power. Guess, are you willing to take that risk?
I can't say that your particular flavor of magic is one that I am a fan of, but from what little Andros has told me about it, volatile as it may be, it does seem to have its uses. Would
Well,
you
let's hope
try
this
to?
time the Devil Queen doesn't interfere.
I'm sorry, the what now?
What has Andros told you exactly?
Not much. He told me that you're a
Uh,
warlock, but and I'm just trying to think if Andros would have told her about Zariel. He might not have.
It all depends on what she's asked. He hasn't really talked about much of his. He wouldn't have like been regaling stories of
Okay, then I'm
companions.
going to assume that she doesn't know anything about it then because she wouldn't have known to ask something like that. So,
I think that's reasonable. Yeah.
yeah. He just told me that you're a warlock. That's all I really know. And that your mother is the queen or something.
Uh, this is a complicated situation to explain.
Okay, well, maybe let's do that later then.
Yes, but the key aspect for now is when I last did that trick, when it went awry, it was under a different patron, and now, I believe
Aha,
under the
and
current patron, it should not be an issue. Knocks on the wood on the table.
so this new patron is a bit more amenable to your desires then?
Bit more amenable for both of our desires, yes.
Oh, please don't let me in with that. But I'll take your word for it.
Oh, sorry, and both didn't include you. It meant the patron and my own.
Ah.
I wouldn't expect you
Okay,
to make that.
define awry. What exactly happened?
There was a cloud of darkness empowering the undead that made it very difficult to see and empowered some zombie druidics to assault a town. And
What?
well, no. This was before that. This is the situation.
Oh, I thought you were saying this caused that.
Oh no. I should have explained
Okay,
that better.
continue. I'm sorry.
Dispelling a localized area of it was possible. However, it engulfed the whole town and then some. If it wasn't dispelled, I'm afraid we wouldn't even be talking right now, nor the captain. Unfortunately, in that conduit of dispelling that magic, the Devil Queen herself decided to make a foray and show off saying that she owned me. Even made it difficult for her friends to come near. Of course, Andros and some of the crew, thought I should have died, should have been killed then and there. Can't necessarily fault him for that idea. But now she doesn't have a grip on me anymore. So I
Would she
don't think
have
that'll
any
happen
reason to
twice.
show? Would she have any reason to show up again now that you're not tethered to her anymore?
Devil magics kind of require that tethering to occur, and my mother still serves her for her own needs. Complicated family dynamic, I know.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, I agree with you. He at least clutches up the pendant and puts it in a pocket. At the very least, we should start getting rid of these runes. Let this village slumber in peace. Hopefully,
I'm glad you
Jerrag
agree.
hopefully Jerrag will forget about this place.
Oh, I think that they're a bit too anal to forget about this place, but at least they'll have some time away from them.
We could change that.
Mm.
For now, let's just stick with disarming the runes, and we'll think of other ways to hide this village. After all, some of it may just be convincing some people in Jerrag to never visit again. Perhaps even concoct a tall tale.
You really have no idea how Jerry Rag works, do you?
Truthfully, I do not. I know they are merchants and all sorts of weird and wild technologies, and frankly, the more I learn about them, the more they disgust me.
Oh, when I say that you don't know the half of it, you really don't know what you're talking about.
Perhaps you can enlighten me in our trek to the tunnel.
How? That is not a conversation I wish to have right now, but, you know,
I said trek to the tunnel, not right now.
okay,
Unless it could be later.
well, first things first, runes.
Runes.
Okay, and Hildy and Absinthoth are going to walk around dispelling these things.
Do you have enough spell slots to do so? And if Absinthoth, if you're calling upon the void, you will have to roll for the amount that you're
Which
So
is
granting
fine.
yourself.
So I've got 2 third-level spell slots, but I also have a spell refueling ring to give me an extra slot, so I can do 3. And then if Absinthoth can cover the other 4, I think we said there were 7 of them.
Is Pestles still here too?
Because this was originally going to be with Pestles, but
For
I don't know how we
convenience
want to
sake, I
handle
will
that.
say Pestles is still around.
Okay, cool. So
Pestles should also have 2 to 3, depending. We could say 2.
we can say 2. I mean, we had talked about the spell refueling ring, but I don't know if he went along with that. But for sake of ease, we can just say 2 for him. So 5 between the 2 of us, and 2 for Absinthoth.
Super. Then yes, I'd be more than happy to roll those d6s.
Yep. Go ahead and injure yourself. And the spells do not come out with any unforeseen consequences on you at this point.
At
Forgot
this
my
point.
1d6 or 2d6 right now?
I believe it's going to be.
It's going to be 2.
Okay, 2d6, and I think it.
Well,
Well, how many are you doing?
I'm doing 3, Pestles is doing 2, and that leaves 2 more, right?
So that'd be
Yeah.
3 total d6. One for
Right.
the initial, and then it adds another to
Okay.
the roll. 'Cause
Oh,
every
oh,
time
yeah,
you
yeah,
use
yeah.
That's
it,
what I
it's a
meant,
short
yeah.
time. Yeah. So total
Yeah.
3d6.
No, that the green isn't. Okay. Roll 20 thinks that's a good thing.
Even roll 20 wants to kill Absinthe.
I guess keep it out. There might be another hole in Jerrag. It is a port city, right?
Oh,
Was.
jeez.
Was.
Now it's a crater.
Anything's possible. You just gotta dream it.
That's
But
scary
yes,
coming from Absinthoth.
So, out of curiosity, Shred, what does Hildy see when Absinthoth takes this void damage from dispelling these?
Yeah, I guess you ever seen someone get a little crumpled from old age? Or I guess get attacked by like a zombie or other form of necrotic life?
Have I ever seen that? No.
You would see skin. You ever seen like young skin versus old skin? right? You know, like older skin's kind of more rigid
Uh-huh.
and dry.
He Palpatinifies.
So there's a little bit of Palpatinifiing before it kind of rests back a little.
Oh,
To the
okay,
more
that's more
normal.
dramatic than I thought it was gonna be. Okay.
Just a little bit. It's kind of like a blink and you'll miss it sort of thing. He does not get the double buns on the head, but he does. His hands do look a little older. You know, time and entropy and all sorts of wonderful things. So I'm very happy Salty gave me the weapons that will definitely kill my character in the end.
So I just want to point out that I just rolled a perception just to see if I would have noticed this, and I rolled a natural 20. So
You see everything.
I see all of this. Yes.
Yes, lots of time and untime. And you say, you know, you make a comment about you can't undo the things you've done. But maybe that's not true.
Okay. She's not going to say anything, but she definitely notices. So are we able to dispel all of these with like relative ease or?
Yep, they're all pretty low level. So
Cool. Cool. All right.
they all get dispersed as you kind of head around to the central house as well. You catch kind of a curious look from Wano, just kind of watching what you're doing with a quizzical stare before he just kind of sighs and resigns himself back inside.
Mm. So I guess once they're done with that, Hildy is going to walk into Andros's cabin and just give a knock.
Yeah, who's there?
It's me.
Come in.
Rough night?
No. Yes. Fuck. Can't believe that fucker actually did that.
I'd like to say that I'm surprised, but I'm honestly not. It's the
Probably didn't even know who 4-2 was. Nor did he care.
No, they never do.
Anyway. Heard you clomping around out there. What's happening?
Well, Absent Thoughts and I just took a little trip around Greener Greens and got rid of all those alarm runes.
Nice. I expect that Outpost won't be too thrilled with that, but
No, so it would probably be a good idea to take care of that tunnel sooner rather than later.
I agree. Well, I'm traveling light. Seymour? Think he's traveling light, as he always does. Why don't we gather the rest of the crew and, well, make our way southward?
Sounds good. I want to get out of here.
You and me both.
Is anybody else doing anything?
No,
Andros will-
Absthos finishes with his repair on that.
Andros will swing over to Freya's hut. Give it a quick knock. Oh, yeah.
She
in there?
swings it open.
We are planning to head out shortly. We're heading toward the tunnel southward, and then continuing on from there. What are your plans? I know we talked the night. Possibly going north, staying here, coming with us.
For now, I believe I should follow you, making sure that everyone is safe. And, well, while I'm at it, make sure our backs are covered.
Fair enough. And I suggest you gather your things. Likely we'll be leaving within the hour.
She just knocks the butt of her staff on the floor and has her other arm fix the satchel over shoulder satchel leash over her chest. Yep, I'm ready.
That's good. Just kind of nods and walks off.
As you're walking around as well, you see Pestles is finishing dispelling a rune, and as he kind of lets out the last burst of magic, you notice it sparks. He kind of stares quizzically down his fingers before the backlash envelops him, leaving behind just a single scrap of paper.
Who would have seen this?
Andros and
Oh,
Oh, fuck. What the hell happened, Lizard Lips? He'll walk over and pick up the fluttering piece of paper.
did he just explode?
it's from Elias.
I know.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's from Elias. It seems I needed him back. Ploink works in mysterious ways, you know. Tell Barney I said hi, and I await our next visit.
Oh God.
Till Ploink deems we meet again.
There's a long, slow blink. Oh.
Is there a problem?
No, everything's wonderful.
A faint scent of perfume about the paper.
Let's just say my companion, the watery one,
Yes.
he's got an interesting relationship with a very powerful, I wouldn't call her a hag, priestess. And she decided she needed the lizard skin back, so... Anyway.
She does a very slow nod.
With a spark of lightning, he ignites the paper and lets it sizzle out before tossing it in the pond.
Right.
I really want to say it's indestructible just to screw with you, but yeah, no.
It reforms.
It just says, "Oh no, you didn't." It ignites.
Where's Seabreeze these days? Kind of keeps wandering on.
Oh, the cat?
I think that might be racist, but yeah.
Well, I'm sorry if it sounds racist. I don't know what she is, and she resembles a cat. So
I think they call themselves Tabaxi.
Oh.
Well, you could always ask. She might not mind being called a cat. I don't know.
Okay, I'm just curious. I mean, that's all. I'm not being a racist. I'm only familiar with fae, like satyrs and minotaurs.
You're fine. There was a dock worker one time got all pissy because, well, Korjik called him a pussy.
Eh.
It happens, you know. Docks are vulgar places. Anyway. Oi, Seabreeze, where you at?
She is in a tree, probably not too far from the camp, but she would climb a tree and she was trying to sleep.
Sure.
Do you wish to find her?
He's just kind of calling out. Not, like, screaming, but his voice is raised, so...
Does she answer to push push like a normal cat?
If you'd like to try...
You could fucking try.
Be my guest.
Oh, let me get my dice. Hang on.
In fact, please, I am dying. This.
Fastest ignition and killing of a party member.
Oh, wait. Okay, I'm ready.
You see, Enderos just crosses his arm with a absolutely amused smirk on his face.
she'll she'll do like like a little stare and then
Okay.
start doing the push push.
I will. I will.
Oh my god.
I will ask. Do I have my long rest yet? Because this
Yes,
will.
you do have your. This is after the long rest.
This is after. Okay, so this is going to be a lot less hostile reaction to this. She.
Okay.
Just out of nowhere. Meow! Stab. Dagger.
Can I?
How do
Can
you
I
know the
sneak
secret
around?
call of my people?
Can I sneak around behind her craftily and surprise her?
Roll stealth, and she can roll a perception, I suppose.
Okay.
I mean, you might have to make a wisdom save first to see if you respond to
Oh
the dispatch.
my goodness! I can do that as well. Sure. Let's see here.
I mean, how it's wisdom or just character? Like, what do you want to play a tabaxi like they are actually somewhat like actual cats?
Well, you'll get to see if I can sneak up,
Okay.
which is it's looking good. This is,
I got a soundboard ready.
Oh, good.
30 stealth.
Wow.
Here, let me re-roll that. No, just won't help me at all, so it's all good.
So poof, she appears behind you, and gives a like that.
Freya would definitely tense up and do a very slow turn. Oh, hello.
Did you wish to find me?
Would you look at that snowflake? It worked.
She just does a very nervous smile and points at Enderos.
Morning, snowflake. It's morning, sea breeze.
Oh, you have no pet name for me?
Oh, that was my pet name.
Oh. What is it you require?
Oh, we're planning on heading out in an hour.
Ah,
Once
good.
we get everyone.
Have we eaten?
I have not. We can certainly eat on the walk.
Yes,
When everyone's got some rations.
Yes, we should eat.
It's according to what Wano said, it's roughly a half-day's trek through the swamps to get there.
I will follow.
Fair enough. I always like you on the lookout in the trees. Just need Ascot. Short stack, where did the pompous ass get to?
Back to his cabin, he was trying to repair some kind of pendant.
Well, he's probably not happy about that, is he?
He didn't seem especially enthused by it, no.
Brilliant. Great way to start the morning.
Well,
Just saunters off toward the cabin. Ascot!
Just imagine Seabreeze just turns and just spies a random like vase or something on a windowsill left there, and just inadvertently walks by and taps it to the ground before walking on.
Cannon.
And then cleans another window.
You know you didn't have to yell so loud so far away.
Short stack said you were working on something, so I figured you might be distracted. You ready to go?
Ready as I'll ever be. Ready to
Right.
destroy that damn tunnel.
is Thaymore here, or...
Yeah, I forgot Noko's out control. He's apparently sideways, but you know.
He appears out of the shadows, just.
My question was going to be, does he have a cocaine hangover? But
Also, has he dressed since he has to sleep in the nude?
He's typing.
Shielding her eyes.
I mean, his armor is technically invisible if he goes with his shadow armor, so he could be both nude and armored at the same time.
Oh,
Such is the
dear.
amazing paradox of Thamor.
This is the final evolution of bikini armor.
Still, okay. For now.
For now. I
Noko
imagine
is-
he's ditched his, like, ruined... Or his, Actually, he wasn't really wearing... I don't know what he was wearing prior.
Is he naked, Noko?
Is he in his shadow armor and therefore naked? My clothing was exploded.
Oh, no, he is naked.
Alright.
Roll for
go.
dong physics.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. He is shadow armored, but to all appearances, he is walking around in the nude. With his helmet on, because...
Morning, Thamor. Feeling frisky? Great.
At least
Right.
a little
A
helmet.
little helmet.
It's
Okay,
operates
that's
on
canon-
dog
that's
logic.
canon
If I
now.
can't,
He's got a helmet and a little helmet for the little...
The
oh,
cod piece is just a helmet.
God damn it.
Mm.
Good choice, Noko. Good choice. You would have poked Hildy's eye out.
Onward! To the big hole in the wall.
Point the naked man to the big hole. This can only end well.
Jeez.
Oh my god.
All right. Yeah, he's got some basic clothing, I guess.
Miss Hildy, if you don't mind, can you guide me while I cover my eyes?
He's clothed. It's fine.
No. I'm just. Okay, if you say so.
I do say so.
Lowers her hand and looks backward.
Basic clothing is pants. That's it, he says.
Okay.
Okay, so he's
he
got
has
pants and a helmet. That's it. No shoes, no shirt, no service.
Okay, I can deal with that. I just couldn't deal what we had before. So
That's right. Feast your eyes, Snowflake.
I mean, satyrs are pretty much nude, but they have some decency in where I came from. So they're shirtless. That's
More
not much
than
of a
what I've
bother.
heard in the stories. Andros will swing over to the main building. If Wano is up, he'll just get a quick, bearing of where the tunnel, the general direction of the tunnel is, and then
Yeah,
start
he's
heading
up.
that way.
He's up, and he's just again sitting kind of sullenly at the table. And when you ask about the tunnel, you see his eyes grow a bit fearful, but he points you along the direction, but advises you don't want to go to the tunnel. No one goes to the tunnel.
Well, hopefully no one will be coming back from the tunnel in a long time. Best of luck.
He nods kind of gravely, looks out of the window, kind of this side there, the darkened window, and sees, you can kind of make out a little bit out of the murked out window. You just see him kind of stare sadly at the ruined building that was there.
Yeah. Oh, I get it. Just gives kind of a curt nod. Heads out. Points in that direction and starts moseying.
Would be the south-ish. Oh. So you guys start your trek through the marsh. You notice that this path, while still kind of full of things. There seems to be, as you get further and further away from greener greens, with passive perceptions and such, you do feel eyes kind of gazing at you, but much further away, I guess. Like they're kind of watching from a distance, but they seem much more fearful than the ones that were north of the village when you ran into the kind of feral mutants, for lack of a better description. But
Okay.
they all seem to be rather kind of kept in their place, and you might potentially hazard a guess as to the fact that because the researchers take this route, they learn to avoid this route. Those that retain their some semblance of sanity here.
Yeah, they'll make their way south, keeping an eye out. I would say, you know, having Seabreeze maybe working telepathically or otherwise with Absinthoss to keep a more elevated,
Go.
lookout. Yep, see when
Yeah.
we're getting close or whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, as you guys get closer, I mean, you notice that as you walk along, again, it's about half a day's walk, so it's a decent amount of trekking through this marshy swamp. But about halfway through that half day, the marsh starts to kind of recede. You start getting more and more dry land, less of that murky fog. It starts to clear up as you hit the base of the mountain, the foothills of the mountains that surround the northern edge of Jerrag. And as you notice, as it clears out, you do see a fairly but a defined path of sorts where it's been deliberately cleared out, deliberately kind of opened up. You notice that there's evidence of footpath travel, not much, but some, leading up towards the mountainside. And as you get closer, you notice a large hole in the side of the mountain. It only be the cave, as pointed out by both Wano and Hildy. As you get closer to it, kind of the tree
How
line
large?
thins.
Noko wants to know.
Hmm?
How large? Noko wants to know.
How large?
Yeah.
How
It
big
is a
this?
15 by 15 hole, roughly. I mean, it's jagged and not perfectly formed, but it's pretty close. Definitely made and not formed.
Sure.
As you get closer, you don't notice any guards or sentries or anything else by the entrance to the cave.
Salty, real quick, I want to throw detect magic up.
Sure. Okay. And it is within 30 feet. Yep. So as you do get closer, then your detect magic does go off, and you spot another alarm rune at the top of the cave arch.
An alarm room is on the top of the cave arch.
Yes, kind of like at the top of the arch, what you would assume probably encompassing the entrance to the cave.
Hey, Absinthoss.
And there's no enemies out. There's nothing. Nobody. No. No one outside the cave currently.
Not from what you can see, no.
How far away is it? Would you
It's
say it's the
15
top?
feet in the air.
Yeah, I'd roll a d6 for that.
Can I make
It
a?
would be 3d6 at this point.
I thought we had a long rest, didn't we?
Oh, I guess you did it in the morning after the long rest.
Oh, okay, okay.
But I imagine the walk after a half day would be equivalent to a short rest, so like you can roll the single d6.
Super. Let me roll a d6 on that one. Boy, the game really wants to kill me. It has the right idea.
Madeline is feeling. She hasn't been used in a while, so she's.
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
her
How's
kicks in.
Madeline doing?
How is Madeline doing?
She's been. I mean, you haven't really tried. I guess you were talking with her in the absence when you were gone. She's been busy, for lack of a better word.
Oh, good.
Her new role has offered her some unique. What's the way to put it? she's basically been elevated to a role that is akin to patrons and such, not necessarily a deity, but it's granted her access to be able to kind of see the world and see the other creatures and deities in different light. So she's been busy evaluating things. But for now, she's been mostly kind of just listening, kind of almost giving you that, like, she's listening but not listening to you at the same time.
Mm.
The yes, sure, and just kind of goes with it. But you can tell her thoughts are elsewhere as far as what she's seems to be thinking or scheming or something on the side.
I'd let her be.
Okay.
But yeah, it would just be dispelling the magic.
Okay. The rune fizzles and pops and fades as your void magic dispels it from existence. From within the tunnel, Absinthoss, go ahead and roll me a perception. As you're, I don't know if anyone's close to him as well, because, I mean, what's the range on dispel magic?
30 feet?
Yeah, so you have to be pretty close to the entrance.
I'm actually surprised I rolled this well.
It's actually 120 feet is the range.
Oh.
Shit, never mind. So you don't have to get necessarily that close.
think
I
it
guess
would
it's
have
up
been
to you then
30
how
feet
close you're
to
getting.
detect magic, but
Yeah, so you have
Oh,
to be
yeah.
within 30 feet to know where it is, I guess. So
Yeah.
you hear
So what I've seen it.
wailing. You can roll me a perception as well.
17.
Okay, so yeah, you both hear the same sound of faint, what could only be described as wailing coming from inside this cave. Seems to echo and reverb off the walls, very barely making outside the archway. But inside, all you can see is a dark entrance. Even with dark vision, you do see inside, but it just seems to be an open cavern at this point. Just
Now that the rune is down, Hildy is going to just walk up to the entrance, not walk inside, but just peer in. Does the detect magic pick anything else up inside the entrance?
inside the entrance itself, 30 feet. You don't detect anything from there, no.
Okay.
But again, as you step in, now that you're in the cavern, the wailing seems to grow much louder, reverbing off all the walls.
Mm.
And it really starts to kind of grate and mess with your head a little bit. And your detect magic does detect odd. The wailing itself seems to have a magical effect to it.
Huh. Okay.
Like, I would say, I guess maybe for the flavor of it, it's like traces of magic throughout the bouncing, reverberating amongst the stale cavern air.
Is there any way I would be able to tell what kind of magic it is? Would I have any reason to be able to figure that out?
Doesn't detect magic let you know what the school is, or no?
Does it?
I believe so.
What does it say?
Yeah, you learned at School of Magic. Yeah, it's in the
Whoops.
middle. Yeah, you can detect if it's a school, if it's any school.
You can learn at School of Magic, if any.
It is enchantment.
Enchantment. Okay.
So if someone intentionally want to do it for psychological damage.
Great.
Unless you have a better hypothesis.
Okay, so what's happening here? Who's going in?
I think Andros is probably within whisper range, just to be able to stage whisper to you,
Mm.
essentially.
I'll go in on the ceiling.
were you guys going in, or are you planning to seal off the tunnel?
I think we're kind of checking out what we see initially, but
Yeah, just doing a quick status report.
Hildy,
Does
is that what is that? Are they
I don't know.
torturing someone, or is it something
I
else?
well, we probably wouldn't be able to tell anything about the wailing, like what it's from, or
Does it sound pained, or does it just sound like a
yeah, that's a good question.
moaning?
It sounds pained, but again, it's like a pained wailing, like something is being like something is in pain, like something is being tortured in a sense. But it is really grating against your ears. And Hildy, again, you do detect a faint trace of magic about it.
Okay.
I don't like this.
I don't either. Whatever it is, it's magical. We need to do what we came here for and get the hell out.
Agreed. Right, let's make this happen.
All right. Would we be able to make any kind of reasonable approximation as to how far away this thing is, just based on the noises that we hear?
In the cave, I would say it's near impossible unless someone was good with figuring out like how echoes would work. But
I mean, how smart is Hildy?
I mean, I imagine smart, but I mean, it's a cave
It
system that you
wasn't a
do not know the
serious
layout
question.
out,
That's
and it
fine.
is
Yeah.
reverberating off all the walls, so it sounds like it is coming from all around you at all times. The deeper you
Okay.
go in,
Okay.
like right now, you're on the fringes of the outside where it seems to be kind of muting.
Andros is going to. I'll spend 2 sorcery points, and I'm going to assume Earth form. I'm going to summon Groombar. Stony, I need your help.
Hey, oh, I like these tunnels. Right at home.
What can you sense? He kind of like, again, the stone form, his body kind of bulges out a little bit. That like stony, muscular shape, everything kind of grays out. A big old maul appears in his hand, and he kind of puts hand down, touching the stone. We want to seal this up.
Seal up a perfectly good cave? Ugh. Well,
We want to help those people back in that town by making it so that these assholes can't get there anymore. Can't bring their shit anymore. So we're gonna seal it and then collapse it.
Let's see. I remember. Trying to bring up the thing. Did it give tremor sense?
I don't believe so. I'm trying to see. I'm
don't
just trying to
remember.
see if it gives it like if he's got any sort of narrative ability to sense stuff or not. But if I don't believe we gave it officially
Yeah, I
tremor
don't.
sense, so
Yeah,
it's fine.
officially. I mean, no. I guess he. Yeah. Did you kind of like feel the earth? He'll just. The only real commentary he can give is like,
this cave ain't really natural. Mind, but
kind of goes like quiet for a minute.
yeah, mine with a magical something. Feels fuzzy.
It'll still fall down.
I reckon. Ain't no stone that can't be undone.
Okay. Hildy, you're up.
Oh, I wish I had Pass Without Trace right now. Actually, Seabreeze, can you scout ahead a little bit?
Easily.
Remember that Swallow Stone does have a 120-foot range.
Yep.
I would like to stealth on the ceiling, go forward, and see what's up here.
All right.
What a feeling when we're dancing on the ceiling.
Andros will quickly turn over to Applesauce. Keep contact with him with your brain.
Certainly.
Thank you.
I was gonna use telepathic speech on the ceiling cat.
Ceiling cat is
Ceiling
watching
cat.
your wailing.
Spider cat.
Spider cat. Spider cat does whatever a spider cat does.
Okay.
Oops. Oh, I want to do that. Stop. Nope, not that. Son of a. No! Yeah, I hate this thing.
I haven't even done anything yet. Hey, what?
I know. I hate. Roll20 is not letting me do what I wanted to do. It's like I'm trying to click on something and it's like, nope, you want to do this instead, and it moved half my things across the map. It's like putting shit where I don't want it.
Rude.
Anyway. Oh, no, don't. Okay. Anyway. As you enter in, though, I will need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Ah,
Oh,
very well.
sorry.
Yeah, it is what it is. Wisdom. All right. It's not great. Get a bonus? Probably not. Wisdom save. Nope, it's a 12.
You are bound.
Ooh.
You are affected by the spell of Hold Person.
My own tricks against me.
So as you kind of seize up, you kind of fall to the ground in a soft thud. And you hear the wailing turn into a bit of a shriek as you start hearing things across the cavern start thumping towards you.
Oh, fuck. Well,
Hil-
okay.
Hildy,
What?
get her out of there. Let's go.
Okay.
Make this
Okay.
happen.
Okay, fuck it. Yeah, exploring, not happening. So, shit. Hildy's gonna run up and try to grab Seabreeze and pull her back.
Okay.
Do I need to do anything?
If you're dragging, I think you have enough strength to drag.
Yeah,
Okay.
if we can get to
Is-
her without,
I have a question. Is Freya and Andros, are they seeing this together? Or
I mean, are
are
you
we
here?
If you
We're at
guys
the
went
we're
in,
right at the entrance still. So
yeah, if you're
Okay,
at the
yeah.
entrance and have dark vision, you can see inside. If you're
Okay. That's a good question. Do I have dark vision? Yes, I do.
yeah.
Is if
Andrew,
Hildy
yeah.
is go
Sorry.
go ahead.
So you're
Oh,
going. You're going.
I said if Hildy is going to go help Seabreeze and that has fallen, I was gonna do twin spell and do vortex warp on both of them to get them back to where we are, to the entrance.
oh,
Very nice.
okay.
that works.
Thank you.
Okay.
And I'll do that, and I'll spend that, and then I will post vortex warp.
Thank you very much. That was very
You're
handy.
welcome.
Okay, so Seabreeze. We'll deal with Seabreeze in a minute, but for now,
Andros and Stormphone will come and just kind of pick her up, kind of princess carry her, holding her up a little bit.
Just the back of her neck is just pinched.
okay, so Hildy is going to encourage everybody else outside, and she's going to stand right at the entrance. And she's going to whip out her multi-tool and point it at this little chokehold point right here in the tunnel. And she is going to unleash her multi-tool, which, as you'll recall, contains Wall of Stone and Enlarge Reduce.
Yep.
And actually, before I do this, I'm going to throw Enhanceability on myself.
What are you throwing on yourself?
Enhanceability. So I'm dropping Detect Magic, but I'm throwing Enhanceability on, which Fox's Cunning will give me advantage on intelligence checks, which is what this is. So.
Hmm.
So I mean, that's right?
I mean,
Because I roll with my spellcasting modifier for this tool, and it is intelligence. So
I guess so. I may have to look into that because I was not intending to be able to give advantage to this roll.
Oh. Well, I mean, that's fine. I can,
Since it's
if
not
that's how
like
you want to do it.
it's not exactly like a spell perhaps like perchance on your end. It's more of a
It doesn't say spells. It
roll.
says intelligence checks.
No, I know, but I'm saying in terms of the way it works, it's kind of just
Right.
a
Okay,
huh.
well, if that's how you want to rule it, then we can go with that. That's fine. But I was just trying to.
Oh, I know. I'm trying to think of how that interacts. I didn't actually think about how that would.
Oh, okay. Well.
I did not think about how it would work with stuff like that.
Hildy snorts some drugs and then.
She's like hyper focused.
Jeez.
She gets a chewable.
Get back. munch
What is the
brownie.
material component for enhance?
The material component, fur or a feather from a beast, for some reason.
Just rip some fur off of a sea breeze.
I think it's the idea because they're all enacting. Yeah.
A kill? Want to kill?
Oh no, you got cat's grace, not fox's cunning.
You pull out a fox ear, you just scratch behind the ear.
I mean, I guess that technically works. I didn't really consider it, but I guess that works. I mean, it does require in combat. That's a lot harder to pull off, but out
Sure,
of combat,
sure.
sure, because it
Okay.
requires another action to set that up, essentially. But
Okay, great. I'll take that. Thank you. Okay, so the DC for this is 17. Okay. 26.
26.
Yep. 17 on the
Jeez.
dice, and I have a +9. So.
Dang. Well, yeah, that succeeds. Uh,
That's a Eureka, I believe.
Yep. It blends the two spells together, and you get a
Uber
massive
thick tunnel. Uber thick tunnel plug.
In a massive tunnel plug. Basically Avatar style.
Fuck, yes.
So if it's 15 by 15, you could make you make 10 panels. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 15 inches thick, blocking the entire path, and then that enlarged. So like 3, 4 feet thick, just solid stone wall.
Yeah, it like I said, a la Avatar style, they just kind of pull it off and just your magic erupts from your tools. You kind of slam it into the ground, cracks of energy kind of seething forward as it jolts, and a massive just eruption of stone explodes from the ground forward, just shaking the tunnel around you, causing a bit of an earthquake of sorts as it just slams into the ceiling, and you hear multiple layers slamming forward, and the wailing and the sound of everything beyond is suddenly, unsurprisingly, gone. Kind of a thick wall for that to go through.
What?
And as it does so, you are freed of your hold person.
Seabreeze, you alright?
I don't. I'm fine. What was that? Well,
Some sort of fucking nonsense.
I
Right,
guess it's in there now for good.
that's the goal.
Yeah.
Right. Hildy, you got any more juice in you?
Salty. I apologize for asking this, but how many bombs do I have on me?
Didn't we roll that?
I don't think so.
Four.
I don't think we did bombs. I know that we did potions. We did spell scrolls at one point, but
For now, I guess we'll just go with AD4 and see what you've got.
okay. That's a 3.
All right.
Okay. So, I want to set these 3 bombs. I have like Hildy knows her way. Zerg just messaged me. He says that Pestles would have given her some bombs? Would you allow that? Because Hildy and Pestles were talking about this before you got poofed off.
What kind of bombs can he make? I'm not actually looked at which ones.
I think kind of we're looking at the same kinds. I don't know if we've given either one like different bombs. We've just used the ones that are available. So it could be
Sorry,
like
I don't mean to derail this, but she will want to use all the firepower that she could.
I guess so. I don't remember how many bombs or if he could make bombs.
I think he can make bombs.
He's got that
I know he can make
combat
alchemist thing.
chemist stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't remember if he had. Again, I don't remember exactly what he had set up. Like if he had bombs made, because I know he made some flash bombs. I thought in the last fight.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Yeah, he did
how many.
flashbangs. Oh, so he didn't do today's. He got poofed off. Unless he would have made them before he got poof. But I don't know how you want to roll that.
Okay.
It's up to you.
I mean, what would you have made then, Zerg? I mean, you can speak in the voice chat if it would be easier than just typing
Sir,
the
yeah,
answers
just
in.
get the fuck in here. Come
You're
on,
in
man.
the
He's just downstairs, that's all.
Tell him to get on. My goodness.
He was fixing food for himself.
2 bombs, he said.
There you go.
Okay, so 2 more bombs.
Okay, so I have 5. So, like, get everyone out of the tunnel, obviously. But then she's gonna, like, Hildy knows her way around explosives, right? So, I think, well, and actually she's got a background feature. Hold on just a second. Where is it? No, I'm thinking about something else, aren't I? Shoot. No, wait. Urban infrastructure. Hold on. No, it's buildings only. Sorry. Never mind. I can't apply that to this. But anyway, so, like, she would want to place these bombs, like, as strategically as she can around the entrance so that these go off and then the entrance to the tunnel collapses behind where we put that plug.
I don't know if the bombs you have would cause that sort of damage.
What about that plus shatter? I've got shatter.
What is shatter?
I'll link it. It causes structural damage.
Uh.
The goal, I think, was just to collapse more of the tunnel outside of the stone wall we made.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to think of how. Because, I mean, it's a large tunnel that's been engineered, like, cut basically by something. I'm trying to think if you have. I mean, the ordnance you have, I don't know if it would actually cause a cave in of that magnitude. Like, it would do some damage to it, sure, and knock off some chunks of rocks, but I don't think it would cause a cave, like a pinpoint cave in at the entrance, I don't think. I agree, I'm not super knowledgeable in cave-ins.
And what if caves aren't natural formations?
Okay, I'm going to ask this. So, if I'm being really pedantic about the way this background feature is worded, it says, oh no, it does say building. What I was going to say it was that if this tunnel is like an unnatural structure.
It's not an unnatural structure. It's just the way it was cut out seems unnatural.
Okay.
That's
okay.
what Groombar was kind of alluding to, but I guess you wouldn't. I mean,
Okay, well
maybe
that's
you
fine.
would.
Never mind.
I
Trying to
mean,
give myself an edge.
no, I know. I'm just trying to think of again. The bombs you have aren't like. I mean, to my knowledge, they're not like sticks of dynamite, like large scale explosives. They're designed to do like point damage, right? Do they have a large splash radius kind of thing, or they're not even like a? They're not even the scale of a.
I mean, I would imagine that if it's within, like, I'm not trying to make Hildy overpowered or anything, but I think that she would be like putting as much juice into these things as she
Well,
feasibly
I know,
could.
but again, it's what you can feasibly. But again, it's still feasibly accomplished as far as what they are.
Right,
So like,
right. I understand. I understand.
like you could definitely cause some damage to it, but I don't. I'm trying to think how you would cause a cave in off of just surface level explosions to that. Not to like
Shred, do you have
shoot
that?
the idea down, but I'm just
I
trying to.
could.
Float it. Yeah, that might work. Float it.
Okay.
Maniacal laughter from Absinthoth. That's always a great start.
So you look. Absinthoth looks up, especially towards the top of the cave. Sees the ceiling. What if the stone wasn't anymore?
If you
Do
say
me a
your
favor
stone be
and
mine.
don't try to be clever. Just what are you talking about?
Well, I'm sure. Okay, fast way I can say it. I can make that stone into mud, right? At a good distance. While the explosion might be able to impact into it, if it just spontaneously was not structurally sound anymore, I think probably get a good 30, 40 cubic feet, turn it into mud, let the cave do the rest of the work.
I like it. Stony, you think it work?
Just don't know where, though. That's the challenge. Probably either be at a corner somewhere or at the top ceiling.
Salty, I feel very out of place during this discussion. Can I leave and make sure we're not being snuck up on?
You can do so.
Okay.
So transmute rock is what we're going for here.
Yes, which could transmute a 40-foot cube of rock to mud or mud to rock, and I'm hoping to turn rock to mud. There's some extra effects, but I don't think we have to. Oh, interesting. If you cast it on the ceiling, you could also make someone make a dex save. Interesting. But yes, I would like to try transmute rock, but Absalom is going to need some help on pointing where to transmute rock to actually get the cave in to go.
Yep. Andros will reach out to Groombar, being in his form. Stony, where do we need to collapse to make this the rest of this fall? Give me some pointers. I ain't no stone expert. Where Thamor appears.
Yes. Huh. I am trying to think how to answer this one.
We broke the DM.
You've made it well. Part of it
Made
was
it into
fuck
a
it. Part of it was like, fuck it.
specifics.
Let's make it like just cave in. There's also the engineer part of my head that's going, how can they actually do this? Because I'm now curious. Like, I'm looking up how you make fucking cave-ins occur.
I mean, look, we've got magic at our disposal, okay? And listen, Hildy, little explosives expert Hildy would probably know exactly where the structural weaknesses need to be in order to pull this off. Like, narratively, I think that we got grounds for this working.
So what
Rule
you
of
would
cool,
normally
baby.
do is you would bust out the sides, making the support
Top
for the
just
ceiling.
collapse.
Yeah.
Like go away, and then you would have to make fractures there on the ceiling as well. But it really depends on the composition of the rock. Like if this whole, if all of the grayish material that's been cross sectioned by the map maker, like that got cut off or whatever, if that's all monolithic like granite or whatever, it's very difficult. Like cave-ins cause because there's fractures that you're taking advantage of in the stone.
Yeah, or supports that you're knocking out, or something
Right.
that was like built up to sustain. But this is
Right.
a weirdly, like I said,
We're trying to collapse essentially a cone.
If it's a
You're trying to
monolithic structure, it'd be very difficult to create an engineered cave-in.
Which is fine. We're not doing an engineered cave-in. We're doing the bootleg version of it.
Well,
We can turn mud to rock, or rock to mud, right? We can start that portion of the collapse. Hildy has shatter. We can create at least some sort of fracture up top if that goes well.
why don't you just leave the thing that you made?
I'm just trying to add a little bit of an extra barrier behind.
Oh, okay.
Because you never know. I mean, Demir has explosives too. They come to investigate. We want to at least slow them down. But
Second maelstrom, second maelstrom, second maelstrom.
Asthos causes holes, Hildy's plugs them up. That's a good
Yeah.
duo.
I mean, Hildy causes holes of her own sometimes too.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes on the ship, much to
Only on
her
boats.
chagrin. No, definitely not only on boats.
You could also just resorted to a dice roll to find out how much we collapse and move on.
I could. I'm trying to think of a fun way to go about it because
Sure.
you've got my curiosity as far as like the science to how you would blow
Yes.
We have triggered real world science in D&D.
this up.
I'm gonna be honest and say I wasn't expecting this to happen when I decided.
Nor was
this
I. I
happening.
expected the cave plug. I wasn't expecting to try to basically MacGyver a cave in D&D, D&D style.
So what you're saying is that you need to give us inspiration.
Oh no, we already have negative inspiration on Absinthoth.
Oh yeah, much deserved.
Fair.
Okay. I have an idea, but I don't know if it's the same idea you guys have come up with. And I'm wondering if I will let you guys like pitch your idea and then fuck, I don't know. I don't know if I should just give my idea and say that's what we do, but
Let's hear it.
so like I said, Hildy, you could roll me a wisdom saving or not wisdom saving throw, but
Jesus.
sorry, a history check maybe, something to see if you can remember some of the tools I used to use, like just to
Okay.
for pure thematic sense of like maybe
History.
you've seen how
okay.
they made this tunnel.
And
21.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Wait.
sorry, 24.
Okay. Because judging by the odd design, the kind of, and as you look closer, I mean, it's worn over the years, but you see a lot of like the remains of what looked like machine work.
Okay.
And you do recall the guilds having once designed a tunneling machine of sorts.
Mm.
So this thing was carved out
Okay.
by something magical. Meaning it's not exactly... It's structurally sound in itself, but it's kind of like a piece of glass where you tap it in the right spots and things don't necessarily stay together.
Okay.
You also have Groombar with a giant, Andros is currently in Groombar with a giant hammer, and is a literal elemental lord of stone. using that and potentially some just stone spikes, which I imagine he could mold, tapping them into parts of the walls to place the explosive into said cracks, and then turning the floor underneath those cracks into mud to loosen the stability underneath after you crack them.
Make it happen, Captain. I
Which
like
would
it.
Let's
cause
do
the
it.
arch to potentially cave in on itself.
I love it. Let's go.
I don't know, I'm just thinking of a fun way to make it work.
Yeah,
like
no,
it.
that's great. I like it. Let's do it.
But you would all need to very much evacuate, and do you have a way to remotely set off your bombs? Or is someone going to be the guinea pig of setting it and running?
Well, I mean, if we're
Okay.
saying that it's that they're like bombs that have to be like a fuse that has to be lit or something, I've got fire bolts that I can cast at it from a distance.
I
Also
can
have
run
a
very
turret.
fast.
That too.
I was gonna say.
We've
Okay.
got ranged options. We've got string. We've got even rope that we could tie to them. I think we can make a ranged option to deal with
Yeah.
them.
Okay, just want to make sure that was on the table as far as if we were gonna have a runner, if we're gonna try and range set them off, or if we're just leaving anyone in there for I don't know reasons.
Bye,
I-
Absinthe. We loved you.
Your
Rip.
sacrifice will be remembered. But guys, I can get
Right.
out. Nope, your sacrifice will be remembered.
Your sacrifice
I can
will
walk
be
right out.
forgotten.
I can walk right out like this all though. Nope. All right. Okay, so we'll go with that then. Add a bit of flavor to it. So you want to bring down more of the tunnel. You advise this hastily concocted MacGyver of a plan to collapse in whatever amount of the tunnel is going to collapse with this, and with the aid of Groombar, kind of guiding you along, driving stone spikes into the wall to loosen up crevices to get bombs in there. Absinthe goes around and turns. I don't know if it consumes a spell slot or not, or if that's another void call. But you start turning the base of the structure into mud.
That would be another void slot. So
All right, so take a bit of
Wow.
damage for it.
What is this for?
Well, he got a short rest on the walk, so this would be
Oh.
2d6 again.
2d6.
God bless. It really wants you to die.
Freya, I need healing.
6, hooray!
Necesito ayuda.
And then as you turn to mud, I guess you can either use firebolt or you can have some string laying out as you light it.
Yeah.
And cause a
Also,
detonation.
Also, real quick, before they set all of this off, Hildy has got this, it's just this patchwork, like guild insignia for, is it? And before she collapses this tunnel, she's just going to leave that insignia just in the cave where they're about to collapse this thing.
All right. I just get a. You guys give me weird head like cannons on this. I just imagine as the detonations go off, Hilly's walking away, throwing the patch behind her. Not looking at the
Sunglasses on.
explosion.
Yes!
Throws the sunglasses on, tosses the badge over her shoulder.
No, it's her
Comes back.
steampunk goggles.
Yeah.
Back of her hair and back is slightly singed from being that close to an explosion. Yeah, no.
She is absolutely the kind of person to walk away from an explosion. Hell yeah. Let's do it.
But yeah. So I imagine you all. I don't know, your characters aren't that dumb. You guys get a relatively safe distance away before setting them off. And as it kind of some muffled explosions go off, at first it's kind of silent. You hear rocks kind of crumble, the sand, kind of standard explosion, and you hear then some very, very loud cracks and splitting as the ground underneath you shudders, as the entire entrance caves in on itself, and you hear the mountain, or you see the mountain almost shudder. The extent of the damage you cause, you don't know, but at the very least, on surface level, the entrance is completely caved in.
Nice work, Boom Boom.
I told you that explosives had their uses.
Oh, I never doubted you. Stony, thanks for the assist.
I always hate to see a good tunnel go down, but it's what it is.
Look, we're stopping people who we don't want over here. People who use this tunnel are all assholes.
I don't know. I'm living in the head of one, so.
Well, there we go then. Alright, I'll talk to you later.
Click.
And he'll drop the form. Turn to everybody else. Oh, yeah. Dust in my throat. Fuck. Anyway, how about we get out of Dodge, eh?
Yes, please, let's.
Yeah. He's gonna look at around the group. Right. Who wants to fly? Any volunteers, or I'm gonna pick someone.
What do you mean by fly?
We need transportation. I can make us into transportation.
Steps back nervously.
That is an interesting power.
Have you ever wanted wings?
She looks down for a second. Here and there.
Thamor,
Right.
make Thamor do it.
How about you patch up Ascot? He's looking a little rough.
Oh, yes, Absinthe, would you mind stepping over here, please?
Certainly.
Claymore, you want to fly?
Claymore nods his head.
He nods.
Hmm.
All right, come here. Claps him on the shoulder, and he is going to twin cast a 5th level polymorph spell. So at 5th level, so it lasts now for 2 hours, and both of us transform into giant eagles. Andros is that blue kind of almost iridescent blue dappled sea eagle, and Thamor, you're whatever you want to be. You could be an invisible bird.
Quick absinthe. Shoot a note at it.
Oh,
Throwback.
good times.
And he'll kind of hunch down and spread his massive wings out and
Jesus.
kind of just points his very, gold. They're still azure eyes. Kind of looks at everyone, nods with his head to climb on.
And Thamor kind of takes on a darker appearance, but of course his bird is still wearing a helmet.
Yep.
Yes.
I love it. I love it.
Claws slowly extend. Oh, I shouldn't do that.
Yeah, all aboard. Let's go.
And with that, we are taking off to the skies and going over the mountains towards Cinderhaven with Hildy being our eyes and our guide as much as possible. And after 2 hours, when the spell wears off, it will land and do it again.
Okay, so you're heading to Cinderhaven, not to Jerreg.
Correct.
Right.
Just double checking, because that tunnel would lead you through to Jerreg specifically. But
Yep.
if you're flying over and just going to there, okay.
We are
Can you
going to
carry everyone on the eagle?
We
we
got
are.
2, so
We would both be large creatures, and we've got 4 people who aren't polymorphs. We could have 2 per creature. That's how we did it when we came from.
Mhm.
I know. Well, you have. Oh, right. 'Cause yep.
And Hildy's tiny. So
Hildy's tiny. Freya's not very big. Seabreeze isn't very big, and I don't think Absinthoss has put on much weight.
Yeah, but the
he's
weight
just
of what
got all
they have
his
on their
edginess
shoulders.
weighing him down.
He really let himself go after Evian dumped him.
He kind of smells like a hobo now.
That's what the prestidigitation's for.
Okay. So as you take flight, takes a bit to get over the kind of kind of over the mountains. You notice they're a bit snow capped as you fly over. Cresting the mountains, kind of you can see Jarag off in the distance. I mean, from a distance, knowing little of the guilds, it's kind of a bit of an interesting spectacle to see Jarag from a distance. Because from a distance you can even see just some of the mechanical marvels even from there, like some lights that you wouldn't normally see, like campfires and such. There's lights like gleaming throughout the city at different points. There's things that seem to float in the air at various points or come down. And all in all, it just seems kind of like a fantastical place in an already fantastical place. But as you soar through the air heading towards Cinderhaven, so you would not be passing over Jarag.
Nope.
Okay.
We're basically going directly south over top. I think, again, by the map work that I've been doing, I think it's about 100-ish miles, maybe?
Yeah, so it'll be a bit of a trek.
Yeah, I think by bird, I think it's like 6 or 8 hours of flight to go that distance, and we've already traveled half a day, so I expect we'll probably have to stop halfway, make a camp somewhere, and then finish the next day.
Yeah. So just and re-up the spell again. Settling somewhere in the mountains. Okay. What happened? Oh, so begin. I just saw the chat. Is there anything you guys are doing in that flight then, apart from just making the trip? I guess you're making the trip there, but like no other. Because you guys will have to probably, like I said, rest unless you want to push through the night, because it'll be about like. And you actually, well, you half day to get there, half day to fly, so you basically arrive at night, maybe a little bit later. You would arrive like kind of in the dead of night to Cinderhaven if you wanted to push through.
I feel like we would probably land maybe a couple miles. Like we'd see it in the distance, and I feel like we'd land a couple miles away, camp for the night, and approach on the morning, just so we have daylight. And that would be my assumption. Hildy, obviously Hildy would be the one guiding us, so she can make a decision otherwise, because Andros is an eagle.
I mean, I feel like Hildy would understand that they need to stop and rest, So yeah, she'd be okay. She'd be okay with that.
Cool.
Okay. I don't have a map for Cinderhaven, Milt, because I didn't realize that's where we were going.
Oops.
We just avoided another Githyanki attack.
Which means we avoided another hole in the ocean.
No.
This would be a hole in a mountain, which becomes a volcano.
So you're telling me...
Don't. I'm telling you, don't.
How many major combat encounters have we just skipped?
I mean, here's the problem. You've skipped some and caused others.
Oh.
Good.
Well, all right. Cool.
Like, the encounter with Dr. Palestone wasn't really designed to be a combat encounter. I mean, it turned into one.
Sorry, I'm mouthy.
It's okay, I got his hair.
That is such a weird thing to say. Never say that again.
There's an out of context one, I suppose.
I would
But
say upon landing, and if we set up camp, Andros would pull out the gem to contact Ren, and just quietly contact him, saying something along the lines of, "We can't stop in Jerrag, but we can making a detour to Cinderhaven, about 80 miles to the west, or to the east. Meet us there. We'll talk."
Okay.
Come alone.
This at all, but all right. You do not get a response from the stone.
Hmm.
Do I understand that it's a two-way communicator, or does it seem like it's a one-way communicator?
It's a two-way. It just doesn't seem like it's. Ren is not responding at this moment.
Okay.
For a reason, but you do not know said reason. Okay, so you land outside and approach, take another, I guess, long rest of sorts. Approaching Cinderhaven in the morning. And you kind of find that the gnomish village is kind of nestled in the mountainside as well. Kind of a lot of the dwellings built out of the mountain itself would make the dwarves very proud. Groombar kind of nods in approval from within. But you do notice, or at least Hildy notices, since this is her home, a lot of the buildings are in disrepair or seem to be. I mean, the village has definitely undergone something. Some sort of raid or some sort of damage has been done to it. You can see kind of the after effects of that as there are gnomes kind of up and about, like repairing buildings. You notice a lot of use of magic in trying to shape a lot of the stone and of course, the traditional stone working, as well as they are repairing, damaged stone buildings.
Oop. How long has it been since Andros picked Hildy up?
We picked here. One moment. Let me. What is it? Chronological. Let's see. We got Hildy in the month of Chess. It is currently probably sometime in Uktar of the following year. So it's been about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months.
Okay.
3/4 of a year, or 2/3 of a
Okay.
year.
So it's been at least that long since she's been here, probably closer to a year. So this is a lot different from the last time she saw it then.
Yeah, and because you got the update from
Ren. From
Ren.
Barnacle.
Yeah, sorry, you got the update from Ren about like that Cinderhaven was raided. Or investigate, I guess as he put it, but like it was.
He heard about it. Barnacle was actually there. Barnacle was the one that said that it was raided.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Oh wait, Hildy, this is your place. You lead the way.
They really did a number on this place. Yeah, she's going to go straight to her father's workshop.
Okay. And you know the path, and everyone, I guess, is everyone just kind of following behind, or what's everyone else doing?
She doesn't care if people are following her. She's making a beeline. She is
Okay.
going.
That's it. And then, okay, what is everyone else gonna, I guess, do in that regard?
Andros goes with her.
Still absent us.
I'll just follow on behind.
Thaymore is huge in this place.
Would I know
I
of a
would say
faceless
that
contact here?
Not in Cinderhaven. You know one in Jerreg.
Okay.
I will definitely say that Freya will linger behind, watching all of them walk ahead of her, and she'll look around. Not really, never been to a town like this before, but the only thing that she will do is she'll watch them until they get out of her sight, and she'll just find them towards any end of the corner, at any side of the town where the injured and sick are, and that's where she will be while they are doing their business.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, you find some. I mean, you kind of. I mean, just in wandering around, you'll eventually find there is a infirmary, or clinic of sorts.
Alright.
But okay. And then Seabreeze, what are you doing then?
I guess I'll follow with the main group.
Okay. So you all kind of trot along, chasing down Hildy, who is very, very quickly navigating the cutout buildings from the mountain, heading to a larger building that seems to have suffered perhaps some of the most damage of the lot here, from the crumbled walls and the smoke rising, not smoke, but crumbled walls and just kind of parts that have seemed to fallen in disrepair. There's a couple gnomes kind of working as they're slowly trying to clear out the rubble and such. As Hildy rushes forward to her father, who is there with the mess of small gnomes, kind of cleaning things up. And upon seeing you, his face lights up, though a bit crestfallen afterward, a bit, but still greets you with a warm smile.
She jumps right into his arms.
Oh, it's good to see you again, my dear.
Oh, I am so glad you're okay.
Yes, we're okay. It's truly to be thankful for, I suppose, but I'm glad to see you're okay.
I am so sorry. This is all my fault.
No, from what I've heard, they were looking for an excuse anyway. It just happened to be an ample time, I suppose.
Is everyone okay?
Well, for the most part, yes. Your mother and siblings we hid inside the lab, and a few of those compartments I always told you not to play in. And now you see why.
Yeah, well. What about you? Are you okay?
A little shaken, yes, but well, I've been through more.
Yeah, I
You're-
know. Oh,
Come. Your mother wants to see you, and your siblings want to see you too, of course.
Oh.
He looks up to see the rest of your crew, and just looks up, and his eyes kind of grow. Oh, are these your friends?
Father, I'm sorry. This is Andros. He's the one who picked me up from Jerry Rag.
Oh,
Nice to meet you, old man.
marches up to you and sticks out his hand. Pleasure to meet you. Gracious that you've taken care of my daughter so well. I hope she hasn't put too many holes in whatever vessel or dwelling you're in.
Well, my head's all right. So, we're good all the same. She's got a mouth on her, though. Did you teach her that?
He turns and kind of gives you a very, stern yet jokingly father look. Muff, didn't I tell you to curb that mouth of yours?
No. It's great.
Gives you a very bewildered look for a second, and then starts kind of chuckling to himself.
She's a right fucking peach.
Well, try to keep the mouth tuned a little bit for your mother and siblings.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. I'm aware that they don't like it.
Yes. Where are my manners? Are the rest of you with you as well?
Yes, everyone, this is my father, Orin Lightfoot. This is, Absinthoss, Seabreeze, Thamor, and Freya.
I
Ooh,
think
it's
Frey's at the
not
clinic.
there.
Oh, Freya, okay. Absinthoss, Seabreeze, Thamor.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you all tall acquaintances. If I had known you were coming, I would have had a dinner prepped out, breakfast, I guess, at supper. You know what I mean. But you're welcome to come inside. I'm sorry for the mess. We are trying to clean up. I fear we left my workshop as kind of the last to get repaired. Far too many things to rebuild, but, well, I guess it gives me something to do. But, oh, right, where's my mind? Come in, come in, come in. And he starts waving as he gestures and starts heading inside his workshop.
As they're starting to head in, Andros will summon Barnacle. Just kind of pull him out, dump him out. Right, Barney, we're back. You remember this place?
Oh, you're right, boss. Fuck me, this place sucks.
Well, hopefully, old man Oren, you met him, right?
Sure did.
Right. Well, hopefully he'll remember you.
Oh, who could forget me, mug?
Well, I certainly can't.
Exactly.
That'll follow in.
Okay. So you head in, you notice that Orin is busy kind of trying to clean off and put together a large table um, of various material. You see the kind of one part's wood, he's dragging other parts in, dragging in some lab space or some stuff from his what we assume to be his lab. But the inside of this place is pretty impressive, considering the outside seems to be a very just kind of stone, like dull appearance. Inside is a bit of a small marvel of things. All sorts of different flasks and apparatus seem to line the walls on all sorts of tables and chairs and beakers and such. And all sorts of just mechanical little gizmos seem to be kind of tucked away into different places. Though the damage to the different walls and stuff seem to have damaged some of those as well. You do see a few that he seems to have carefully pulled out and piled to a side for repair. And as he brings you in, the rest of Hildy's family comes out to greet you as well, as they start trying to frantically both start getting food together and, well, say hi and meet the rest of her crew, as well as
Andros greets them all warmly. I'm sure some of them recognize Barnacle.
Yep.
Unforgettable water dude.
Yep, they do recognize. Orn recognizes him as a test subject of sorts that he wishes to, well, not test subject, but something he wishes to learn more about, of course.
A
Jeez.
A curious entity that he's both enthralled by the fact that it's a cool, a nice person, but also it's a elemental that, or familiar, he can't quite pin which, that seems to defy the very magic of what normally would occur. But such is the nature of Jerag. So,
As they get settled, Andros will just look over to Hildy and give a slight nod as he sits back and kind of lets her lead, essentially. Lets her ask the questions that need to be asked.
Father, what exactly happened?
kind of goes quiet for a little bit. He's kind of setting out plates, and everyone else is kind of bringing out food. It's a little matter to you. Don't worry about it, dear.
Father, please. I'm literally running from them right now. I want to know what they did to my home.
Kind of just shakes his head a little bit and just And then he turns to Andros and the rest of the group. You do know she's on the run, right? Not to alarm anyone, but, I mean, she's a perfect daughter otherwise, but, the guilds are a little complicated here.
I've explained it all to them.
It's
Right.
part of the reason why I picked her to be on my crew, exactly. I like a little rebellion, you see.
Right. Oh, well, okay. Shortly after you left, they came here on pretense of trying to find you. We all knew that was a lie. Or at least that was the facade of it. They had no reason to come here looking, nor did they have the reason to do what they did. And when we told them you weren't here, they'd proceeded to make it look like they were searching, ransacking the town. If they came first during the day and made it official, then they came back at night. We knew they would be coming. You see, I still have some friends in the guilds. I got a message from one of them saying that they'd be coming back and treating it like a real raid. That's when I hid everything, hid your brothers and mother, and hid my most important documents, because not to alarm you, Hildy, but what they really want is, well, that. And he points to your tool.
They want this?
Yes, it is, well, I told you it was special once, right? You always admired it, and when you finally grew of age and joined the guilds, I lent you mine. And no one else really knew that apart from you, and really the significance of it, but the tool is, as you may have noticed, a little more unique than the other tools, not just because it's older, or mine, but, well, its core is a little bit more, special. Yes, maybe that's the word for it. A little more special than the normal multi-tools they have now. Few know about it. The few that do, well, let's just say they really want to get their hands on it. So, I still want you to hold on to it, but do try to keep quiet about it.
Father, if this thing is causing them to do this. She starts the thought and then she stops mid sentence. She pulls the tool out of her pocket and she just looks at it, stares at it, in silence for a few moments. Then, she finally just takes a deep breath and then puts it back away. They're not going to get a hold of it. I promise.
That's good. Falling into the wrong hands, such analysis and replication of that core could be, devastating. It is potent, to say the least. You are aware of the magical, cores and spell stones that they have in the city, right?
Of course. Worked on a fair
Yes.
few of them, I think.
And what if I were to tell you, and for the rest of you who don't know, you can sit around, of course, and as, he's kind of motioning to the table, there's food being kind of laid out as kind of gathers it down. How well, how familiar are your friends with Jerag? They don't seem to look like they're from around here.
They're not. They're actually from Almir.
Oh, well, fast. Okay, well, I will have to ask about that later. I've got thousands of my own questions, but that'll come later tonight, or over some tea or something. But more pressing concerns, of course. No. So you're not. How familiar then? You said your name was Andros, right? Andros, Seabreeze, Thamor, and what was your name? Abson. I saw your name was a bit longer. I didn't quite catch it.
Applesauce.
Fizzing quizzically. Well, they are different, I guess, over in the Almir applesauce. Sorry I didn't catch that.
When you use telepathic speech, I'm gonna get you for that one, Andros.
How
Just
familiar you
very, very quietly flips him a bird and grins at him.
How familiar
I
are you
love
with the spell stones? I don't think they've shipped a lot. They are very restricted outside of Jalrag, but have you heard of them?
Well, Shortstack here has shown me hers, how it works. Other than that, I mean, not a whole lot. They seem to work like the spell gems that elves and things would be able to make and fuse into weapons, but they seem.
Yes, very, very similar, but with a mix of different properties that make it so valuable here. One, because well, you wouldn't probably look to see as you think, but we mine it here. There's a quarry underneath Jalrag where we find these, but they're imperfect counterparts of what she has. But they, depending on the purity and quality, can allow even the most novice magic user to store spells for others to use.
Yeah, we saw that with hers. It's how many can they? I mean, have we been able to put what, two spells in there, but without it blowing up?
Well, see, that's what makes that one different. The normal spellstones and the common quality that you mine of the past century or so all can hold only one, and most of the stones can't even last more than a single use, much less hold higher level spells without cracking or causing failure. Hers, that core, is something handed down to me from a dear friend a long time ago. It's from the original crystal. An artifact of immense power, we theorize. We obviously haven't seen it before. But we surmise that once existed a wonderful gem that was a facet of magic itself, perhaps one of Mistress's own gems. That might be a part of it. But that's purely speculation, of course. But the properties of it are real enough. I haven't seen one quite like it since that can hold more than one, much less combine the spells.
And the guilds want it back.
Well, yes. Those that know of it, obviously, anyone in Jalrag would want it if they knew its true properties, and the ones that do, well, yes. Applications of such a magic is. Ooh, well.
Which. So, I'm fairly well travelled. I've been to Jerrag on occasion. Oh, I captained a ship, mercantile. But which of the guilds is most interested in this?
I mean,
Oh.
it would be an understatement to say just all of them. Any guild worth their salt would give anything to acquire this if they knew it's what it was. As for those who know,
Who attacked? Who ransacked the village?
it would be the Izzet. Claiming to look for their wayward student of sorts, a member. But someone in Izzet apparently knows of its value. It wouldn't surprise me, they've got plenty of people. They knew of me. So, it would not surprise me if someone there knew of its existence. I don't think the leader knew too much.
Father,
Fancied
why
other
didn't you tell
things.
me any of this?
Well, equal parts, I hoped you would discover it, such as the joy of being a tinkerer, right? The other half, perhaps to keep you safe for a little while. I didn't expect you to come back so soon. I was hoping you'd be having your own adventure, your own discoveries far away from here, so that when you'd learn of it, you'd be safe.
My own adventure? Father, do you think that I'm on the run for fun right now?
Well, I didn't expect you to go on the run. I expected you to learn your trade at the guilds and seek fame and fortune
What was
elsewhere.
I supposed to do, Father? They caught me double dipping. I had to leave.
Well, why were you double dipping? You know that's taboo.
I know. But I had to know what happened to her.
I was afraid you would go and look. Looking into guild affairs is risky business, and you know that.
What was I supposed to do? No one would tell me anything.
Oh, but that's just the way Jarag is. Sometimes
Well,
it's best to let secrets lie. Don't know if you'll like what you find.
I don't care. I need to know. You know I need to know.
Yes, I know. You're stubborn just like your mother, but I did all of it to try to keep you safe, to give you something else to look for, but... Oh... Stubborn from the first bomb you made.
Well, you can't really blame Mother for that. I got that from you.
Yes, curse my... I mean, What? Hmm. Well,
I'm sorry.
Can't blame a father for wanting to encourage their learning daughter of how to build bombs when they're interested in it. Built my bomb far younger than you did. Only lost one eyebrow. Beside the point. Reminiscing. I'm guessing nothing's gonna dissuade you from this, is it? From the looks of it, you brought these fellows to help.
Father, I think you need to leave.
Leave. This is my workshop, my home.
I know. But they've already raided once, looking for this thing. They're looking for me, too. They're not going to leave you alone. I won't have you being hurt because of my decisions.
Well, it's my decision to have made that tool in the first place and keep it going, so a lot of it is my part. But I'm afraid, my dear, I don't think I'm going to leave. This is our home. I will keep it safe. If your dad still has a few tricks up his sleeve. And now that I know, I've got my friends still, and they won't come back anytime soon. The guilds do have their policies after all. They're not just a bunch of savages. The raid went off once, and if they were to keep doing it, they'd get the other guilds involved, because I do have friends, and we do have some importance to them, so they can't just wipe us from the map.
Yeah, well, the people who aren't as sympathetic to you have friends, too.
Yes, well... At the very least, as binding as the rules of Jailreg are, they are also safe in some regards, so... I do not believe they will make any return for a while.
For a while. Then what? You just going to keep going through this again and again and again?
If it's to protect the place that I've called home, yes.
How important is a place to call home if they end up... What if something were to happen to Mother? Or Rosalind or Cedric or Merrick?
The same could be said if we took any trip, my dear. Not like it's a safe walk out here into the unknown. At least here, I've got my workshop, I can put up my own defenses, my hiding places. I've been working on a few invisibility trinkets of sorts as well. That might help in the future for that, but... We have precautions that we're working on.
I'm really not going to be able to convince you, am I?
You're not the only one who's stubborn in this family, my dear. I didn't spend a lifetime inventing things for the guilds to just cow down to them. I have a few tricks up my sleeve, They caught me off guard this time, but they won't again.
I know. If anyone can do that, you can. Just be careful. Don't make some grandiose last stand just on principle.
Oh,
I
of
don't want
course
you-
not.
I don't want you throwing yourself at a lost cause. You don't deserve to go out that way.
I'm an engineer, not a suicide artist. I know what to make when the calculations tell me to leave. For right now, the odds are in my favor.
Can I make an insight check?
Go for it.
$21.
He's a little, just kind of, there's a little bit of shakiness, but for the most part, he's very confident in himself, and he's trying to definitely show that to you as well.
Okay.
You can definitely gather more so he's kind of more worried for you.
Okay. Look, if the time ever comes that you need to get out of here, I mean, Andros, I'm sorry, I don't want to volunteer you for something if you're not going to be comfortable with it, but we could take you anywhere.
It'd take a bit to get to the ship, but I've got transportation.
Well, I appreciate the offer, lad, but I will consider it should the time arise.
I probably shouldn't stay long. I don't want them to find out that I'm here and come back.
I still think you have some time. Besides, like I said, they came. We'll know if they come again. I have lookouts in place, as well as, again, my friends that are still in the guild. I think your family would enjoy having you for at least a little while.
I think we can spare a little bit of time.
Are you sure Whiteleaf is going to wait?
No, but I don't think we have much. I don't think a day or two is really going to change the balance. I think it's good for you to stay, be with your family. Besides, Pop's here seems to be a treasure trove of knowledge on the guilds, and I've got some questions to ask. Because I'm curious, and we might have a visitor in the next day or two.
Well, I can assist with what knowledge I may have. If we have time, I would love to learn a little bit about your travels and tales as well from the other side of the world.
We've got a whole book of stories we can share.
They would have heard over here what was going on in Galaran, right?
Yeah, they would have overheard it, but I mean, he wants to get all the facts from, he doesn't actually know who Andros really is, I think, initially, but
I gotcha. Okay.
like, he has a sneaking suspicion, but he's not gonna just blurt it out. That's why he wants to figure that out first.
Right.
So
Would definitely be one of the more iconic members of the group.
yeah, so like the name rings a bell in his mind. He's like, it can't possibly be, but I'm not gonna outright say it. He's gonna try and see if he can pick at the info.
So, well, how about we get some food? Enjoy the day. LD can catch up. see what she can build, and we can talk. I want to start by learning everything you know about the Orzhov and its leader.
Orzhov. Of all the guilds, you picked probably the least. Well, in terms of overall, well, the least scary one, I suppose.
Good to know. So I didn't pick him. The leader picked me.
Oh, you know Ren?
Holds out the little stone. I'm on a name-to-name basis with him, yes.
Oh. Well, he's a friend of mine as well. We used to share stories back in the day. He used to love listening to mine. Before he became a leader, but yeah. He still loves his good tales now and then. Poor lad's had it rough.
Well, if you'd like to catch up, I extended an invite to him.
He hasn't been here in a while. I suppose I could go find his favorite little tea and see if I still got some around.
I'm sure he would appreciate it. Because I'm needing candor. I need to understand exactly what he wants. And hopefully, with a bit of hospitality and friendly faces, he'll be more willing to talk than he was in Jeroreg.
I imagine if he didn't want to talk in Jerag, that's because he was being watched. It's hard for the guild leaders to frequent outside within the streets without having someone eye them. Guild's always looking for the information and to figure out what the other guilds are up to. A matter of progress is beating your opponent to the punch, as it were. Though I guess the Orzhov are a little different in that regard, which makes them a little bit unique. But I digress. Yes, come. Let's enjoy a meal. Regales me, perhaps, with some of the stories of Almir, and you guys can you can board here for the night. Of course, we have some spare rooms we can set up, of course. And if there's anything else you need, just let me know.
Well, I'm sure the crew would love to avail themselves of your talents. You know, one can never have too many magical trinkets, right?
Perhaps. I do not know if they be of any use. Most of mine now are mostly for fun or purely little designs. My large-scale, innovative days with the guilds are very far behind me now.
I bet if you and Short Stack there put your heads together, I bet you could pair them quite nicely.
Do you have enough holes in the wall? Thank you.
Hey, I just plugged up a hole, if you must know.
Really?
Shut up, trans.
You finally took a step forward in that direction. I'm proud of you.
I was
Now, how
totally
about helping
muted.
fix the other holes? If you've gotten so good at plugging holes, you can help the rest of the village out plugging the holes in the other walls.
I think I can help in that particular department. It was my spell, after all. But we'll get there. Help around the city.
He just kind of gives a sarcastic bit of smirk. I was just teasing. We've got it under control. There's no need to exert yourself on account for that. It's just nice hearing that my daughter's finally found a reason to put things back together instead of just blowing them all up.
Hey, I
And
also used bombs today. Don't get too excited.
Well, baby steps.
Anderos will smile and I don't know if anyone else has anything to say or ask. What's Seabreeze, Thamor, and Absinthoss doing?
Probably wandered off to steal things.
What the fuck, dude? Here? This is my home, you asshole!
Hildy has a new hate target. Absinthoss is question number 2.
I didn't say I was still in your house. But this shit has nothing to do with Seabreeze, so she's probably gone. Not far, but not here.
Yeah, they would probably
summoning
assume.
ritual.
They would probably assume all the chairs are short people sized.
Yes.
So he's just trying to sit them while breaking it.
Just imagine they finally just get like 4 chairs under you.
I just had this image in my head of a fully armored Thamor, like with his knees up to his chin, just sitting on one of those tiny chairs.
He's got his hands on his knees, just like tapping the top of his knees like that, like just waiting for me or something.
Thamor is just Gorgag in this moment.
He's not part of the conversation, but he's not rude like Seabreeze.
Oh, jeez.
I just left. I wasn't rude.
No one knows she's off pilfering other people's possessions.
No. Oh, Hildy would not be happy though if she knew.
And Freya
I was raided
is
once,
off
now to be
going
raided
somewhere.
again.
Freya just split right at the beginning.
She's off healing people or making herself useful. As opposed to having a nice breakfast meal with Pops.
I highly doubt it, but is there any semblance of a temple district or temple street?
No, this town is tiny.
I don't think there's any like dedicated place of worship here. And most of the gnomes here don't really seem like they have a deity of sorts. If they do, it'd be more of a personal, like, in their home kind of thing.
Mm.
A lot of more scientific progress-esque type thing, as well as those that do believe in any gods here would probably be more of like Mystra.
Oh.
Or any of the gnome or dwarven ones, the tinkery ones.
I would visit a shrine to Mystra if I saw it.
Okay, there might be like a small, like not like a full temple, but like, yeah, like a little shrine, a dedication of sorts, like of Mystra, like depicting her with I guess as offerings, like kind of the used or discarded spell stones.
Mm-hmm.
Shows up and puts an orb in your chest.
No.
What?
Don't say anything.
Don't tell 'em.
People haven't played that. All right. No, she would just go check it out and maybe quietly meditate in some way.
Okay. And then Absent Thoughts and Thamor. Anything you guys have to say in the residence, or are you just
chilling?
Yeah, just chilling.
Chill.
Just enjoying.
With the short people.
Yeah.
They've got good views though.
Hildy, all of your brothers are just coming up and kind of like just staring at Thamor, like looking up at a mountain.
And I told Treg that her sister is probably going to be trying to pick his brain because she's a bard. So
But will she be able to avoid the distraction that is shirtless Thamor?
Well,
I will let Raina tell me if that's what her sibling would be interested in, I suppose.
Oh dear, muscles or good song material?
Why not both?
I mean, yeah.
You can multitask.
She wants the song material.
Multitasking.
I could go completely well. There's a different way I can answer that, but
Well, I mean, ultimately it is your call. So.
Well, I meant more of like she wants song material. I mean, they can make sweet music. It's just
How thin are the walls?
Oh, I just had a really. Oh, god damn it, Zerg! No, no.
Then
The
again,
size difference, man. No. My God, did you ever? Never mind. Never mind. I can't say it.
It's a
I can't
magical
say it.
world.
May I ask what Pestles is doing?
He got poofed away by
He
Malaeus.
got poofed away back to Malaeus. I didn't know you were
Malaeus said,
going to be joining.
Malaeus said, I need him back. And then said to tell Barnacle, hi, with a wink and perfume.
I mean, if we want to retcon it, if you think you're going to be around for next session, we can say you kind of follow along. And
I don't want to impose like that.
It doesn't matter. You're part of you. If we can get you guys to join, I'd rather have you here than not. So that part is easy to retcon. Or we can just have you poof back yet again after Malaeus is done with you.
I drop on top of the dinner table.
Basically. But we could either do either way.
That's my mom's good china. Ah!
Everything explodes. Yeah, I mean, would be late. I think he was only able to join because she's had to stay home. But yeah, well, if you feel comfortable with writing me into the narrative, then I'm all for it.
I mean, it is fine. I guess the question is whether or not we're going to do that now, or if you would, depending on when next session is, if you want to be written into answering that, or if it's going to be a written thing, since this seems like a decent place to kind of wrap up and just do.
I was going to say, how much longer will we keep going if we brought him in now? Because it's already almost 12:30.
Yeah, so I'm saying
I'm
I think
ready to go to bed right now.
Yeah, I again.
The thing, so we can schedule where you can come in, or if it's gonna be another session where it's like you come in late again like this, we can still write you in.
Probably the latter.
Okay, because like I said, if we can get you to join in, I mean, Pestles is the easiest character to poof in and out of existence since he's literally an agent of chaos.
Malaeus just flicks his forehead and sends him off somewhere.
Yeah, like right now she teleported you back as Ploink deemed that you were necessary to help Malaeus grab something from under the cupboard that she couldn't bend down and get.
I mean, as an alchemist, he probably organized everything in such a way that she...
Yeah, she dropped something and it rolled underneath.
Yeah, or she just doesn't know where things are because he has a system.
Or,
he
well, no.
to...
Here's the thing. You put it all in order. This is Ploink we're talking about. She literally went back and put it all back into disarray.
It's a constant chaotic battle of disorder versus somewhat order, creating more chaos.
You're a very irreverent chaos worshiper.
Oh no, the chaos is the constant struggle to...
Well, the chaos is maintained because, again, Ploink is both sides of the coin of pure chaos on both ends. There has to be total chaos to balance out the other end, so he's the other end of trying to perfect everything to a point of insanity where she just kind of throws everything into disarray because that's where she knows everything is. But in any case, yes, you got banned back for a pretty minor reason because you were sent there for a major reason. But, yeah, I figure that'd be a good kind of wrapping up point. I'll try to get a map of Cinderhaven as well, so that when Ren shows up, we have a bit more of the city to play with, if we need to.
Did he ever get back to Andros?
Nope.
Ren?
No response. But
interesting.
The best you can tell eventually was that Orin was mentioning how he's being watched. You might be able to surmise that perhaps something is going on.
Yeah, Andros didn't necessarily expect a response.
I'm sorry, this user has a voice mailbox that is full. Goodbye.
We're just texting.
He left you on red.
Yeah, seen or on red.
Hey, bud,
Which
you
is
up?
better.
Message the person you are trying to contact. This number is no longer available.
The person trying to contact us blocked you.
Just for the hell of it, Thamor is basically trying to tell all the brothers and stuff about his great stories.
Oh,
Also, they are going to love it.
Yes.
Oh, no.
I just want to cruise, but then we'll leave it off on that.
Okay, look, so her brothers
will-
are listen, her brothers are artsy, okay? Like, they would Merrick, the younger one, he would be trying to paint you.
I
Probably
will
like
use
one
the
of your
help
French
action to give
Seymours.
them advantage.
We're-
I will be using prestidigitation and minor illusion and all of my cantrips to
Is
enhance his spell his stories.
is this
Because
when
we
we somehow
sure the hell
segue
need
into
it.
the the segment from from your
Hey,
the joke segment we had with your sister Zerg?
Oh,
Oh.
As pictures of Thamor somehow now circulate around.
And also, what happened? Oh, that's right. You don't know what's in the unless you read the letters that Zidane wrote to Andros and Marani.
Yep, nope. Nope.
This might be where it starts.
Oh, no.
That and the other one.
Performance with advantage. 16.
yes.
Yes.
That's a really good
No,
roll.
natural
That's a
one for
19.
once.
Natural 19.
Yeah, Thamor, despite being, sitting on a tiny chair, knees up to your chest, start kind of regaling and draw them in, kind of speaking from behind the helmet. It's actually quite, well done considering you're not a bard, but just the raw, true, like, here it is description has them enthralled.
And magical elaboration behind him.
Yes.
Yep.
Little minor illusions acting out the things he's talking about.
Even Orin
Not
is sitting there
my
kind
fault.
of listening in and very impressed.
What you'll know is that Thamor is also making shadow puppets, but you can't see them.
Oh, I love it.
Oh boy, that was good.
I'm glad I joined tonight. It's been a really shitty week.